So this side has been the hardest to work on. It's coming along. We ought to be able to, well, I say we, I ought to be able to finish it today. At least finish this part of the roof. The ridge vent, I need to buy some little vent pieces that go inside the ridge vent. So I won't be able to do that today. I'll probably buy those tomorrow. But the bulk of the roofing will be done. And then I've talked about how I plan to do this ridge vent. And so I got to build like a little stool thing that sits on top for my rope to come across, because this roof is way too steep. It doesn't look that bad in the video right now, but look at the end of it. I know if you've been watching the videos, you've been seeing all along, but you can see how steep it is when you look at the end. So I have to drag pieces of roofing up onto this scaffolding, get it up on the roof a little bit. I have to unbuckle the straps, and then they try to push me off the roof. I'll just show you. I know in the time lapse, it looks like it runs really smoothly and everything just flows and there's no problem. But every pause that you see, just for a split second where everything just stops for a second, that's me struggling and trying to figure out, how am I going to get this panel? How am I going to slide it up? And it's catching on the tar paper and it's causing all kinds of problems. As I was getting it almost to the top, it kept catching, but it's up there. So now the next one. Not to mention the wind blowing. Sometimes I have to stop and just wait and hope that the wind doesn't get a gust. But I'm not complaining. I'm just showing you what's going on here when we're working on these things. I look forward to getting the roofing just wrapped up and done and not have to touch it again. And then we need a good rain. Wash off some of this dirt and stuff. Okay, we're getting close to having the barn ready. Gotten all the paneling in. Got it all the same height all the way around. I did start trying to put in a little bit of trim here, but it's just blending in so much that it's not really, you don't really notice it. I thought it'd look a little nicer with a little board in the corners instead of this gap and stuff showing. So I'm putting one more board up there. I think I might do the trim on this side, but I don't think I'm gonna do it all the way around the room. And then of course we got all this hay, so we can spread it out. Then I gotta get the sheep up here. put some hay in there in a hay bag. And then I drove a stake in the ground and put this on the stake to kind of give me a hinge point. Later, I'm gonna take this pipe, set it down on top of the one that's in the ground, and then attach it up here, which will create a hinge all the way down. And this whole entire gate is just temporary. We plan on getting one of those big red steel gates to go across here, but that's gonna be drilling a hole, setting concrete, setting a post that's strong enough to suspend the gate and without it sagging. And so that's all gonna be later. This is just temporary right now. Now I'm setting up the fence to give them a space to hopefully become comfortable with going in the barn, because we've got to trap one of the sheep, and then the rest of the sheep, well, 2 of the sheep are mamas, and we want this to be their birthing place. Nobody's happy about being separated. These found a little patch of grass, so they're not going crazy right now, but those over there just can't stop talking. There's a nice sundog rainbow. Now that this group is in their new pen, they have some fresh grass. Just little baby strands. Well, a lot of last week was warm enough for shorts. And I see a little bit of green coming up here and there. So they love that. They're not even touching their hay. I think the mama cat got a little nervous. The cat scare you? Well, the cat scared the sheep and the sheep scared the cat. So she's up there going through the hole to the other side. But she's just up there with the tools.